we talked about how do you tell if you use the preterite or the imperfect, and I went over some phrases that kind of give you a hint as to whether you would use the preterite or the imperfect. Remember, once again, the preterite is used for generally a one-time event, and the imperfect is generally used for ongoing, habitual, or repeated events in the past, or events that get interrupted by another action. Okay? So these things should be on your vocab list, but we're going to go through them. You're basically going to categorize whether you think you would use the preterite or the imperfect with this phrase. Okay, so this really goes to the concept of what we were talking about last Thursday, which is how do you decide whether to use the preterite or the imperfect to describe an action in the past? All right, so the phrase de repente, if you look on your vocab list, you will see that that means suddenly. So if I say that an event happened suddenly in the past, it implies that it is a one-time thing, not ongoing, right? So that one would go here. El año pasado means last year. And those sort of time-limited things like ayer, which means yesterday, anoche, last night, el domingo pasado, last Sunday, those things tend to indicate that that is the preterite tense. And so last year, el año pasado, that is a definitive block of time with a definite end. So you would put that here. Okay. Same thing with el otro día, which means the other way, or the other day, I'm sorry. So the other day, something happened. That implies that it was a one-time thing that was exclusive to the other day, okay? All right, a veces means sometimes. And hopefully you can see that if I say that something happens sometimes, I'm saying that it happens more than once. It is repeated, right? So that would go here. Imperfect. Ayer means yesterday, and that is sort of a time-limited, pretty definitive period of time, yesterday. So that's going to be in the preterite. Cada día means every day. Hopefully you can, or each day, hopefully you can see that that would be a repeated action. If I say that something happens every day, I'm saying that it repeats, right? And things that repeat are going to go or be conjugated in the imperfect. Got distracted. All right, siempre means always. That should be pretty obvious to you that that is a repeated action. If something always happens, it happens repeatedly or habitually, right? So siempre is going to be an imperfect. Anoche is last night. Again, that's a definite one-time period of time. So that's going to go in the preterite. Muchas veces, so many times. Hopefully you can see that that one is repeated. La semana pasada would be last week. Again, that's a sort of definite period of time with a definite end, right? And so we're going to put that in the preterite. And cada tarde means every afternoon, so hopefully you can see that that is repeated. And did I miss any? Oh, the last one, frecuentemente. I missed that one, but that means frequently. It's a cognate. Frequently obviously means that it happened more than one time, right? And it was repeated or habitual, so. And apparently I'm supposed to check it, but these are the right answers. So hopefully that helps you to see the difference between when you use each one. You are going to have to use, remember, you're going to have to use the preterite and the imperfect when you do this fairy tale. So hopefully this helps.